Come on in, you guys. Come on in. Come on in. Great morning. Great morning. Hey, Summerlin. Yes, girl. Yes, because we had a great night, honey. That's the first thing. Come on in. Come on in. Y'all be sure to go ahead and share the broadcast. Let me share. Hold on. Great morning. Okay. Some listen, awesome teaching last night. Oh my God, it was so good and I needed it. How about it was for me? Okay. Hey, Jackie, great day, beautiful. Yes, girl. Great day, April. Great day, great day, great day. Y'all, listen. Listen, Linda, listen, Linda, listen. First of all, y'all, listen. Look, this hair gonna be what it's gonna be until it be different. Summerlin said, hey, beautiful Jacqueline Jefferson. Look, y'all, listen, this is not going to deter me from doing what I gotta do, okay? I gotta get this done, right? So, look, I wanted to make sure that I shared some things with you guys. Look, this morning, God woke me up bright and early, and I've been in working, getting some stuff done. I've been kind of stuck lately, right? So, I had to make some shifts, I had to do some things. My baby helped me because, listen, he came and put my gold crusher picture up on the wall, and I really feel like I can crush some golds now. He be helping me with my decorating. That's my boo. That's my boo. That's my boo. Great day, Corey. How are you, gorgeous? Hey, Mike. Look, you guys, I had to come on and tell y'all, take dominion. Take dominion. Look, God has given us dominion and we won't take it. So for the past 2 days, oh my God. First of all, last week was rough. Last week was a very rough week for me. I had to push, fight, press my way through it. And I did, right? But it's been difficult for me getting back on track. I've been off track and I've been struggling to get back on track. But the struggle was in my mind. The struggle was, it was my mind, it was my body. Because let me tell you how this thing works, right? I was writing about this in my update for my classes. So you guys, I have about 25 to 26 students in 2 classes, and I have to respond to their discussions, grade their discussions, and grade their assignments from week 1. Well, I got behind with everything that was going on with preparing for the trip for Mama's birthday, with the anxiousness that I was feeling about how all of that was going to go, just everything, right? So it threw me off. The anxiousness about classes starting, my own insecurities arising. And I think that's the thing that we don't talk about. a lot, people will often look at me and assume that I don't have insecurities, that I have saboteurs like everybody else. I have those things that my judge, has been saying in my head all of my life, like things like, oh, you can't do this, you're not good enough, you can't make it. So I literally have to kill my judge, destroy my judge, just like you guys do. Like, I'm not different from you in that. So this situation, although I've been conquering my saboteurs in other situations and contexts, now we're in a new context, right? And it triggered some things for me that I then had to deal with. So I was behind. And then once you get behind, then you get stressed. Listen, this is the crazy thing. As many times as I have opened up discussions and started writing my comments and stopped, I always stop, end up getting closed out of it, right? Don't save it. We got to start all over again every single time. As many times as I did that, I could have commented. I could have. It's crazy, but that's what happens when your saboteurs kick in and they start going. You do crazy stuff. It's cray. And it does not make sense, and it's not logical, and it's not going to be logical because you're not in a place of logic, right? You're in a place where these lies are running rampant in your brain. So the lies are running rampant in my brain. Then I'm judging myself because how could you allow yourself to get this far behind? And why can't you just do it? And then all of the weight of that triggered my fibromyalgia, and then I got freaking brain fog, right? So now my brain is foggy. I can't focus. I can't focus. I'm talking about literally can't focus. Like, my body was exhausted. My body wasn't cooperating. So all of these things working together had me in a place where I was unfreaking productive. And then I judged myself for my lack of productivity. Right? So once you start to judge yourself, then it just goes on and on and on. It triggers your other saboteurs. Like, everything is working against you, right? Your brain is literally working against you. And had I taken the PQ, even yesterday, the day before, or towards the end of last week, I'm pretty sure my score would have been pretty low. My brain was not working for me. It was working against me. And that means that I have to take dominion. I've got to take control. Well, the beauty is, last night I did the No More Sabotage 6-week supercharge class. And so we were going through the initial information about the saboteurs, about your brain, about your survival brain versus your thriving brain or your sage brain. So we're going through all of this information, and it just reminded me, reiterated some things for me. We talked about the judge and how the judge works and what the judge does. And then this is how I had to come out of it. Y'all listen. This is why I'm telling y'all this works. This is how I had to come out of it, right? I had to literally remind myself that every negative emotion that I felt was the judge. It was a saboteur. It wasn't working for me. It was working against me. So I had to stop, drop, shut them down, open up shop. Oh, roll. That's how rough, right? Like, I had to really do that for me, right? And I'm so glad that we had the class because it reminded me the power of self-command. It reminded me to be mindful of the saboteurs, to intercept them, and to get back into my sage brain. So this is what I had to do last night because this is the way it works for me. I'm just telling you how it's worked for me in the past. I start to feel something, and then it begins to take on. Like, I've got stuff I need to do. I'm not doing it, but I know that I have to do it. And so it's on my mind, so then my body doesn't shut down and I don't rest, okay? So last night, after I did the No More Sabotage 6-week Supercharge, I had to shut down. I couldn't add anything else to it. I was supposed to make a phone call. I couldn't even make the phone call. I needed to shut down, and that's what I did. I shut totally down. I shut my mind down. I shut my body down, and I rested. I woke up early this morning, and God began to give me a plan, right? He said, listen, you are being overwhelmed by responding to the discussions from week 1, and they're already in discussions for week 2. In fact, they're due tonight. So this is what you'll do. go through, grade the discussions from last week, grade them, not respond to each one, but grade them, grade them, grade their assignments, and respond to the discussions that they're submitting now so that you don't get behind. Ingenious, but also this. Last night in the class, we talked about how in every situation and circumstance, no matter what we call it, good or bad, there are gifts and opportunity. There's gifts and opportunities. So I had to find the gift in this entire situation. And the gift was that it provided me with the opportunity to see my saboteurs act up in this area so that I could destroy them. And the other thing that it was is to remind me that in every situation, there's a gift and an opportunity. So I took the opportunity to do a video, right? Because y'all know I'm video, I'm better on video. So I did the video for my classes just to give them an update, to tell them what was going on with me, what happened to me last week, how I was navigating it, and then what the plan was moving forward. So I was able to do that and share with them information about PQ, positive intelligences, and saboteurs. So I did that, put a post up, created a discussion. If they want to take the assessments, they can take the assessments and see where they are. But they had an opportunity to see my saboteurs at work, to see how I dealt with them. Because a lot of times what I go through is not even freaking for me, it's for other people. So that's what I did. So I had to do. Like yesterday, I had to send an apology text and just apologize for me being reactive. Just had to apologize. I don't be liking that stuff, y'all. I know y'all think the way I talk about this stuff that, I like doing these things. I don't like I don't like having to apologize. I don't like being wrong. I don't like getting in trouble. I don't like any of that. I want to be perfect. Everything in me wants to be perfect, right? But there's no such thing as perfection. And so because there's no such thing, I set myself up for frustration. So I have to do this stuff, right? So that it can be an example, so that I can show what it looks like. I did my video this morning. My hair looked like this. I didn't even have my eyeliner all the way on. I think I might have had eyeliner left over on one eye and part of another eye, right? But I had to do it, and I had to do it like that because we get so caught up in the myth of perfection that we then allow ourselves to get stuck. I can't afford it. I've got destiny to get to. So the only way you can get to destiny is when you find yourself stuck in a loop on repeat, is you got to stop. Stop. Just stop. Stop. So that's what I did last night. I stopped. I stopped beating myself up. I stopped judging myself. I stopped feeling the weight of perfection, the weight of, always having to be perfect or get it right. Or listen, I had to drop all that stuff off. Okay. Now, my prayer is nobody else picks it up, but I had to drop it off. I had to get rid of it. And I had to get clarity. See, once I get clear, then I can do it. Once I get clear, then I can get in that place of motivation. Once I get clear. So I got clear. I turned the music up loud. Okay. I'm in my office. It's a good thing the bedroom's on the other end of the house because my music is loud. I got my YouTube on, my TV. Good thing my sound bar, I don't know how to connect it. I don't know how to work it. Because if I'd had my sound bar, it would have been like boom, 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 boom. Like I would have been booming, right? But I put my motivational music on, put my Pastor Mike on. Pastor Mike gets me hyped, it gets me through. Had to put on Impossible. You did the impossible. Yes, honey, come through. So I had to put on my Anita Wilson More Than Anything. Like I had to go into my praise, and it's going to be big. Listen, I had to, come on. I had to do it. I had to put on, oh my goodness, what is the song with Leandria in it? Man, it was just on. What is that song with Leandria? I should know that. I can't think of it right now. But look, I had to get in that zone for me. And when I get off here, I got to get back in that zone. So what I had to do was take dominion in my life, take dominion of my mind. You see, in understanding PQ or positive intelligence, there's this concept called self-command, right? We call it self-control, but you're taking control of your mind. Yes, baby. Did you hear it back there? Deliver me. Deliver me. Because look, I'm hurting my own self. Come on, y'all. Listen, I'm just saying, we have to take dominion. Taking dominion is not about you taking dominion over someone else. It's about you taking dominion in your life. You, your mind, your situation, your circumstances, your emotions, your behaviors, you. It's about you. And this is our problem. We don't focus enough on us because we're too busy focusing on everybody else. What everybody else is doing wrong. If they hadn't done this, then I wouldn't have done this. Listen, forget what they did. What did you do? How did you respond to what happened? What was your response? What was your response? And did it move you towards your destiny or away from your destiny? Towards God or away from God? What did your response do? Okay? Because at the end of the day, you can't control people. People gonna people. I done told y'all that. We've been talking about that. People gonna people. Life gonna life. What are you going to do? So here I am, taking the opportunity to find the gift in every single bit of everything that I've gone through over the past week and a half. Now, look, I could sit up and complain. I could sit up and talk about the trauma of it. I can sit up and talk about all of that. But at the end of the day, does it even matter? No. At the end of the day, what matters is, what did you learn from it? What did you gain from it? What did you glean from it? What were the lessons learned? When I taught the Destiny-Driven Masterclass, one of the things I talked about in terms of getting to your destiny is, in every situation of your life, finding the lesson and the blessing. Finding the lesson and the blessings. Listen, when you can do that, then you can stop allowing what's happening in your life, stop allowing it to dictate your emotions and your responses. We don't want to be mature. We don't want to grow up. We want to stay like little kids, bickering and back. Look, what? For what? For what? We got to get to a point where we deal with us. Just deal with you. Deal with you. God, search me, oh God. Search me. Search my heart, oh God. And reveal me to me. So that anything that is unlike you, I can deal with. And guess what? Self-sabotage is unlike God. That's not God. So then if he reveals it to me, then I now am obligated to do something about it. Otherwise, why did I even go to him in the first place? Why did I pray the prayer? Why did I open my mouth and waste that good breath to not do anything with it? So I have made up in my mind that there's some things that have to happen. Like, I know I got to get back in the gym. It helps me with my self-command. It helps me because it allows me to release emotions, frustration. I know, baby, you can help me with that, but I'm talking about beyond that. I'm talking about beyond that. So you got to know what you need. And I needed this. I can't put on a single TV show if I'm trying to get this work done. I can't do it because as much as I'd like to talk about multitasking, if my brain is already scattered, then I'm going to be more likely to shift off task. But baby, let me turn that music up loud. Let me put my headphones, because a lot of times I'll put my headphones on, turn the music up in my ear, because what it does is it shuts out everything else. And the only thing that I am focused on is what I'm doing and what I'm hearing, and what I'm hearing should push me in what I'm doing, right? So it's just like when you work out and you put your headphones on and you got your music going and you're able to get more reps done than if you just listening to everything around you and you're able to be distracted by it. Now, when I go to work out, I go with focus and intention. And so I want that intention to show up. And so I need music that's going to drive the intention. I need music that's going to move me forward. Or I'm listening to something that is positive, that will keep me thinking positive, right? Keep me in a positive place. So it just It's got to move me forward, though. If it's not moving me forward, it's taking me backwards. Angel number 133. And I don't have time to go back. Okay. So here we are in this place that we find ourselves in. What are you going to do with it? What are you going to do with it? I've discovered this. I'm just going to tell y'all what I've discovered. I've discovered that some of my best stuff is produced from crisis and the things that I go through. Some of my greatest revelations come then. Like I don't know. When I tell y'all, now it could too be because this is my second cup of coffee this morning, and that coffee don't play. But like my focus is a challenge for me for a number of reasons, but one of which being, in 96, I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia, and a part of it is foggy brain. And so when my brain goes foggy, right, when I'm not getting what I need to keep me clear and focused, when my brain gets foggy, it is just difficult for me to focus. It is difficult for me to think. So this is a time, and my husband can probably attest because he asked me something, and I couldn't even answer him. Like, I gave him some answer, and he was like, what? Listen, I know when it's happening because I don't make sense. Like, I may say something or do something and it doesn't make sense. And it's not that I'm just being irrational. It's that, listen, I got foggy brain going. My body is not cooperating with me. And I'm trying to push through anyway because I'm the queen of push through. Most people looking at me would never know that I've been diagnosed with fibromyalgia because I don't use it as an excuse and I don't really talk about it. But it's a very real thing. So that when my body gets to the point of exhaustion, it shuts down. When my brain is working against me, like it triggers things in my physical being. So I really have to be careful. I don't know if you guys remember this, but I used to talk about one of the reasons that I did not really clean, right? And it was because my stickler, that stickler saboteur that, be trying to stay with me. I want things to be a certain way. And if I can't get them that way, then it frustrates me. I get frustrated and my body will, listen, I don't clean regular, okay? My cleaning is not regular. My cleaning is extreme, right? So I haven't mastered cleaning where it's not extreme to the point where it exhausts me. And I think because I've been trying to create this atmosphere in the house, and I want the house to be a certain way, I really kind of wore myself out. And I know I wore myself out because I walked past the kitchen and dishes was in the sink and I couldn't touch them. I have to really be conscious. I have to be conscious. I have to be aware. When it comes to chronic illnesses, many times they're very frustrating. So it's why when I talk to people who are dealing with health challenges, I get it. I understand. I understand the frustration. I understand all of that. And I don't want anyone to ever feel like I think someone is weak because their body is not cooperating with them. I get it. I get your body not cooperating with you. I also get that we have to take control of our mind because our mind rules our body, right? And so there's a part of it that the mind plays, there's a part of it that the body plays, and sometimes just consistency in our thought process will produce change, along with making the changes that you need to make. Like I know there are certain things that I don't need to eat as much as I like them, right? I ain't gonna lie. I love nuts, okay? I love nuts. I love pecans. I love peanuts. I love walnuts. I love nuts, cashews. I love nuts. But nuts don't love me. Okay. So what happens is, because of the irritable bowel syndrome, when I eat nuts, when I eat anything with little seeds, including strawberries, it will often trigger inflammation because they get stuck in the little pockets in the intestines, and it causes bloating for me. So my stomach will bloat. I'll look like I am 5 months pregnant because I ate some nuts. And I love peanuts and Coke or peanuts and Pepsi. I love that. Put the peanuts down in the Pepsi, baby. You ain't had nothing like it. I love it, but it's not good for me. My husband loves nuts in the pound cake. Now, I'm sure that I would love it too, but I know what it's going to do to me. So I have to pick and choose my poison. I have to pick and choose what I'm going to do. I have to pick and choose. So I'd rather choose the strawberries over the nuts. I just would. But really, I like strawberries and nuts. So listen, I put them together, baby. But okay, that's another conversation. So we have to understand that we have to take dominion, and taking dominion means sometimes sacrificing things that we love, that we like, that we enjoy in order to get a desired outcome. And one of the assignments, one of the discussions for this for last week for my health psychology class was about using trans-theoretical model of behavior change to help someone make a health change that they need to make. And some of the people are like, well, I don't understand why they just wouldn't change it or just not do it. That's how my husband is. My husband's like, well, if it's not good for you, just don't do it, right? For him, it's very simple, right? Not so much for me. Not so much for me. I know the outcome, but there are times when I'm willing to accept the outcome in order to just enjoy what I want to enjoy. So I have to make decisions. We all have to make decisions, but then we got to own the impact of those decisions on ourselves and our bodies and on the people around us. So is it fair? You got to figure out, what is it worth to you to avoid the outcome that is undesirable. Sometimes the outcome is not so undesirable that we're willing to make the change. We're like, I'll deal with it. I'll deal with it. But what happens when you know that the outcome is going to be one that is tragic for you? You still just gonna do it? Like, you got to figure out, what is it? What saboteur? What trauma that you experienced in your childhood? What coping mechanism is working that is working against you? Because it's definitely working against you. So this is why we have to take dominion. Take dominion. Take control of your mind. Identify what saboteur is working. Stop. Anytime you feel or experience negative emotions, there is a saboteur at work. Stop. 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 Don't allow yourself to go deeper in that emotion. And that's what we do. We keep going deeper and deeper in the emotion, and we think about it more and more. And then we begin to marinate on it, and we tell the story, and we talk about it, 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 until we are absolutely overwhelmed. Do something different. Just stop. Just stop. 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 I know how I am when it comes to my appearance. I know how I am. I know how I am when it comes to my hair. I know how I am. And I promise you, I will listen. We'll have to figure it out. But But I'm in a season where God is delivering me from me. Delivering me from me. Delivering me from other people. So let me talk to you about why the hair thing is a big deal to me. When I was growing up, I remember my daddy who raised me always had something to say about my hair. Like if it was out of place, if listen, it was always, what's wrong with your head? What's wrong with your head? Like I'm telling you, he would say that to me all the time. And it made me super self-conscious about my hair. To the point I remember when I cut my hair, like I cut it off because I was sick of being criticized about my hair. I had long, extremely thick hair, and I'm extremely tender-headed. So it just was always something. And I was just like, it made me hate hair. It made me hate hair, and it made me hate my hair in particular. So I had to go through stuff about my hair. It's why I refuse. I refuse to feel bad if my hair doesn't lay down flat. First of all, the texture of my hair is not lay down flat texture. The texture of my hair is rebellion, okay? I got rebellion textured hair, okay? So that if you try to lay it down flat without chemical processing or without a flat iron or a straightening comb, my hair is gonna say, who you talking to? And roll up on you, okay? Or better yet, roll up on me because it rolls up. So if I'm always trying to make it straight, but it won't stay straight, then I get frustrated, angel number 144, right? And then I begin to be in opposition with my hair's natural state. I wanted to do something else. Y'all, look, I know. It's a lot to me, right? And I get it. And I understand. There's a lot to all of us. And we've got to understand us in order to be able to make different choices. We've got to understand us in order to be able to relate to one another and understand why maybe something strikes somebody a certain way, or why something that is a big deal to you is not a big deal to them, or why something that is a big deal to them is not a big deal to you. We just have to understand that. Hey sis, how you doing, queen? We got to understand that. And the best place to start is by focusing on you. If you focus on you and your stuff, then you'll develop greater compassion for other people. Why can I be so compassionate with other people? Because I know my stuff. And I know how stuff has affected me. And so I have another level of compassion. So I'm not always going to look perfect. But even when I don't look perfect, I'm not going to look like bad. I'm not going to do that. But I'm not going to always look perfect. And I don't want to, because I know how it works for me. I know the extremes that I go to. I know that I struggle with that. So anything that appears like that, like I'm probably going to do like my hair and rebel against it. I'm going to roll up on it, right? You just got to know you. You got to know you, and you got to take dominion over the thoughts, over the things that take you away from your destiny so that you can deal with them and get to your destiny. I don't have any more time that I'm willing to waste. Hear me clearly. I don't have any more time that I'm willing to waste trying to please people, because I've got too far to go. I've got too much to do. I don't have the energy, the effort, nor the desire. So all I can do is be the best version of me that I can be at a given moment. And some moments it's better than others, But when I have those moments where it's not my best, I have to deal with them. I have to go back and I have to deal with them. Why? because if I don't, it will hold me in a holding pattern that I'm trying to break out of. And I don't want to be stuck in a holding pattern. I want to deal with me. I want to be the best version of me, not just when I'm in public, but in private. I want to be the best version of me. And anything that prevents me from doing that, I got to deal with and address it and know that God has a plan. In the midst of everything, God has a plan. And that plan is to work for my good. That plan is to give me a hope and a future and to take me to an expected end. An expected end is my destiny. So I've got to understand that, know that, and do what's necessary to get there. So we started last night with the 6-week supercharge, the No More Sabotage 6-week supercharge. And I'm super excited about it. But it's not just that. I'm excited about everything that's happening in my life. I've got to get through this week and I've got to get things back on track because next week we're going on our honeymoon and we'll be in the Bahamas. We'll be on the cruise ship. Hey, prepare to be safe. We're going to be on the cruise ship. Y'all, listen, I'm so excited about that. But I know that we're going on our honeymoon. Now, I don't know what that means for this. I got to think about that. But what I know that it means for me as it relates to work is that there's some things that I've got to do so that I'm ready for that and it doesn't take me off course. Look, life is going to life. It just is. Things are going to happen. People are going to people and life is going to life. And we just have to continue to God. Allow the God in us to show up. We have to continue to God and take dominion and authority. We have to continue to God and know that all things work together for our good. We've got to continue to God and know that in everything that happens in our life, there are lessons and opportunities and blessings and gifts. All of that wrapped up in whatever it is. And we've got to focus on that rather than seeing the problem. When you do that, it shifts your perspective and you're able to see solutions much easier. A friend of mine, Eric Shaw, used to always say, and he still says it, but I remember it standing out to me so vividly. In every problem, there's a solution inside the problem. It's wrapped up in the problem. The solution to the problem is in the problem. We have to find it. We have to know how to find it, how to recognize it, how to pull it out. When we do that, we change our perspective and we change our course. See, that's how you take dominion. You take dominion by not getting stuck in the problem, but by looking for the solution in the midst of it. I pray that today is an amazing day for you. I pray that you experience all of the goodness of God, that you take full advantage of everything that God is doing in your life right now, and that you stand on God's promises for your life. It's time. It's time to take dominion. So with that said, listen, make this word be a blessing to you. And if you desire to be a blessing to me or to us as we get ready to go on our honeymoon, you can go to Cash App $DRV Johnson 777. Cash App $DRV Johnson 777. I promise I'll share with them. All right, you guys, have an amazing, incredible, and epic day. Be absolutely and unequivocally blessed. I love you guys to life and life more abundant.